This episode is brought to you by Purina and their certified therapy dogs like Hanley. Say hi, Hanley! Hanley is one of 30 therapy dogs Purina has helped get certified to support kids struggling with their mental health. Purina employees are volunteering their time and family pets like Hanley to help make pet therapy more accessible to patients, students, and kids like me. Learn more about Purina's pet therapy program at purina.com/mentalhealth.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. We're driven by the search for better, but when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/MBO. Terms and conditions apply.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, here's the thing. Alright, I want to make it clear that I am no video expert, right? So I don't expect people to go based off of anything that I say in the next 15 minutes. I'm going to be talking about apology videos, but yeah, let's talk on apology videos real quick, because just recently Diddy had put out an apology video over the whole security footage that got released of him attacking and beating the singer Cassie. And yeah, that was a video where I'm like, there's no excuse for that. I don't care how much alcohol you done had. I don't care how much drugs you done had. It's either something's wrong with you or something is wrong with you, but there ain't no other logical answer. Like, I'm sorry, but yeah, he might have a drug problem, he might have an alcohol problem, and he definitely needs to admit to those things if that is the case. I think he did say something along the lines like, oh yeah, I was effed up. I ain't gonna say the word because, kids could be listening, all right? So kids, don't cuss. But anyways, I can't stop people. If you gonna cuss, but I'm just for the PG fans out there, for the fans that don't like all that cussing and stuff. So, but no, he did say something along those lines, like he got like really messed up or something like that. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so there's a lot of people in this world that do a lot of different drugs and that drinks a lot of different alcohol. How come they haven't, overall? And the thing is this. They're not even in the same situation as you, where you are. Let's just see I know his net worth might not overall be how much money he has in the bank account. I don't think that's how that works. But anyways, no, let's go ahead and see his net worth in 2024. Diddy's net worth is $800 million. So I'm assuming that this man has a lot of money in his bank account, more than me. And my thing is this, 2016, I'm trying to think, because they did say that's when that video, that's when that whole situation had happened and stuff. I'm thinking to myself, fam, I didn't really have a whole lot of money to my name in 2016. Like, if this was before I had started working in Seattle, I had little to nothing to my name in 2016. I wasn't going around beating women. I wasn't going around I wasn't even old enough to drink yet. So, but anyways, regardless though, I still wasn't going around drinking and beating up women and stuff. So I'm organizing my microphone real quick. So if you guys just kind of hear some noises and stuff, that's just me fooling around with my microphone. But yeah, that's a big fat no. I'm like, why do I need to, what am I going through? Because I'm saying I done went through some stuff in life. I done went through some dark days. I done went through my brightest days. I done went through some of the most craziest days. I done had me some days. But it never gave me a reason to be like, oh, if anything, I will distance myself from a woman, but I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm having a bad day, I now got to put my hands on a woman. And my thing is this, like, how many other women has this done happened to with, it done happened to a good majority of women out there. I feel like Diddy and Cassie's situation shouldn't be surprising to some. I guess, I don't know, I guess maybe if you are a Diddy fan, then it should be surprising, but stuff like that doesn't surprise me, because you see movies about it, you see documentaries about it, you see TV shows of all sorts, you see people go through that stuff. There's people that I know that go through that type of stuff, domestic violence. So yeah, to me, it's messed up. It's a messed up thing. And I'm like, fam, I don't care what you got going on. You in your position where you literally have the whole world watching you. The whole world. It ain't like people don't know about Diddy. People know who Diddy is. You have been in the game long enough. You, out of all people, should know that you cannot. Talking on his career, and then I'm gonna talk about him as a person and stuff. I want to talk about his career, him as a person, but I definitely wanted to talk on this apology video that he came out with. But him as a person. You should not be doing that you should never do no stuff like that, but at the status that you were back in 2016, and even now, you should not be doing stuff like that. Fam, you got kids. Set an example. That don't make no sense to me, where it's like, how many kids does he have? Let's just look that up real quick, because I feel like that. And then it's like, on top of that, it's like, bro, if you got a daughter, then I'm like, that, I feel like that's even crazy. He got 7 kids. Let's see how many, or if they talk on family relationship. So on and off, okay, he had raised an adopted son. Okay, so there's that. Twin daughters, 5 months, twins, another daughter. I don't know. Okay, overall, 7 kids, all right? You got 7 kids, you got daughters. Would you want your daughters to go through some stuff like that? Like, that's something that I would genuinely ask this man. I'm like, how would that make you feel? You wake up, you see your daughter's name trending in the news, you click on it, and then you see her getting stomped out or kicked or beat up, swung around and stuff by her ex-boyfriend. How would that make you feel? My thing is this. If it's getting down to a situation where she's leaving you while you're off doing whatever it is and stuff, fam, then that means that the relationship ain't good. I'm saying, if the girl's leaving, she's leaving you. You have to accept that. I think there's people in this world where it's like, you have to accept the fact that if you're not good in the relationship scene, like you done had multiple, then it's like, I ain't gonna say give up, but at the same time, it's like, if there's a pattern where, usually it's the girl leaving because you done did something to this girl, then yeah, bruh, like that, no, you're not fit to be in no relationship. You should focus on your kids, focus on your music, and that should be the only stuff that you're focused until you get your life right, until you get what you gotta get going on. You should not be focused on a relationship. And I don't know if he most likely done got into other relationships afterwards and stuff, but yeah, I don't see anything else about it. I think, yeah, there was all like, it was from 2007 when he was in the relationship with Cassie. There was like 2007 and 2018. So she stuck with them for a couple of more years. And, yeah, kudos to her, man. It's actually a fun fact about Cassie. I used to have like the biggest crush on her back when I was younger and stuff. Oh man, you could not. I think it was high school where I had like a fat crush on Cassie. And that's another question where I'm like, because I already know high school me, I definitely, if like me having that crush on Cassie, oh yeah, bro, if I was getting off that elevator and I saw that, I probably would have got arrested. I probably would have still been paying for his stuff till this day because I didn't try to stump out P. Diddy in the hallway or something. So yeah, that's just one of those things where I'm like, yeah, man. But no, that is like a serious question though. Where do you think he would have did that? Let's say if she had like gang ties or something. Let's say on the other end of that elevator, she had like a whole literal gang waiting for her to leave up out that hotel room. They all come up out that elevator, guns drawn, all that stuff. Do you think he would have continued beating on her like how he did? No. Because that's just something about like, it's just such a cowardly act where it's like, you'll do those things behind closed doors. You'll do those things where you think ain't nobody looking. But then when you guys go out to award shows, because I think they said a few days later they ended up going to an award show. But it's like they go to an award show, you want to hold her hand, give her kisses, treat her like this queen and all this other stuff. How come you can't do that behind closed doors? I'm saying it's like, instead of running around that hallway fighting with her and stuff, how about like running around the hallway and play tag with her? You know, have it to where it's like she's thinking to herself that she's having fun, that she's being that kid that she once was, that she, or like, yeah, both you guys is being those kids that you once were and things. Like, you guys are having genuine fun. But if it's on some stuff where it's like you're chasing her in the hallway, fighting with her, and then not even, I can't even say fighting with her, because she wasn't even fighting back. So that's why I'm all like, you know, it's like you're doing stuff like that. It's like, do you honestly think that person's gonna want to stay in a relationship with you? You mean to tell me? My thing is this, because you might be all messed up. Like in what he said in the apology video, he said he was messed up. I'm like, yeah, you might be messed up, but it's like, you don't have to live with that. You don't have to carry on with that for the rest of your life. I guess if it haunts you and all this other stuff, but if not that, it doesn't seem like it was. It's like this man probably still, after the fact, went on vacations, still was just doing his thing, wasn't even thinking twice about that type of stuff. Because if he was, he would have talked on this a long time ago. And that's another thing where it's like, why is people so clueless to security cameras? I'm not saying that he should have did this in an area where it was private. He shouldn't have did it at all. But it's like, fam, you go out in a hallway where, of course, there's going to be security cameras. Like, what did you expect? You know, so like that's something where it's just, it's just crazy to me where it's like, I guarantee and I promise you, he probably did know to a certain extent. Yeah, there were some security cameras, probably tried to pay. Didn't they say he did try to pay off the hotel or something like that? And then it was like, the hotel went into new management or got new owners or something. They were the ones that leaked it out. I think that was a rumor going around. But my thing is this. If you're having to do stuff like that, then you have a problem. And that's a problem that you should have fixed. I feel like he would have been more of a man rather than waiting for it to get leaked out. I feel like it would have been some manly stuff that he had just did if he would have came out and talked about it. You know, he came out and apologized just randomly out the blue. Because see, here's how the apology video should have went. The apology video shouldn't have came out after the security footage. The apology video should have came out long before the security footage. Long before the 2018 breakup. That should have came out literally the same day. The same day. Put yourself on blast. Do something that the world wouldn't be expected. Because I think a lot of people probably would be confused, but I feel like they will be a little bit more forgiving that they see that he's taking responsibilities. You know, where it's all like, hey, I'm into the relationship with, because if I'm in his shoes, right? How things should have been done, where it's like, I'm ending off this relationship with Cassie. Because I see that I'm causing her pain. I see that I'm causing her problems that she don't need to be going through, most likely. And she did. She ended up finding the guy that's, I would assume, that is a lot more better than her than Diddy was. Doesn't have a kid and all that stuff. Like, she's having the life that she deserved a long time ago. You know, so it's like prior before that, though. But I'm like, I want her to have that. And I'm going to focus on bettering myself. You know, but yeah, it's like, I ain't gonna wait for no security footage to be leaked out. I ain't gonna be paying people off. I am going to seek help. So I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna be doing whatever and all this stuff. I ain't coming out with music until I feel that I have her forgiveness. Until I feel that, until I earn all that stuff back. Forgiveness, respect, all of that. But I'm like, I ain't gonna be focused on anything else. I'm like, you know, obviously, it's like money that's only gonna last. I feel like that giving out money to people, it's like, obviously, you know, it's like, I feel like that might be a step. But I'm like, fam, money can't pay off a person's trauma. You know, it's like, I think they did say that he did pay her some undisclosed amount or something like that. But I'm like, fam, in my opinion, money can't pay off trauma. If somebody done caused me all this pain and suffering, they think that money, it's like, I'll be happy at that initial moment where I'm out spending my money and stuff. But once when that money is gone, or even if I'm halfway through spending it, at some point in time, it's gonna hit me. I still got trauma going through my body. I still got something that's bothering me, eating at me and stuff. And I'm like, fam, the only way, if that's, you know, that stuff is gonna be fixed, is if that person is fixing it. You know, and I know people are going to be like, well, how do you fix something like that? I don't personally know, but I know that there are ways. I know that it's possible to fix that. Obviously, yeah, relationship, that's out the window. No, I'm like, you start doing that to your significant other, putting hands on them and all that stuff, and they're even playing around, I can understand. You know, you guys give like each other little friendly taps and all that, wrestle around, having fun though. But then they on some stuff where it's like this person is genuinely scared for them. Because let's say he slammed her down, she hits her head, and she ended up dying in that hallway. That blood is on his hands, and he's gonna have to live with that for the rest of his life. He most likely would try to pay off some people, making it seem like, oh yeah, we were playing around, and yeah, she hit her head and stuff and died. Come up with some sort of lie and live on with his life, because he doesn't want to face that. He doesn't want to face that universal judgment. And I'm like, fam, it shouldn't even get to that point. But in some cases, that's how it usually goes. It usually goes down like that, where the ex or the significant other, they go crazy and they just go way too far with their abuse. Next thing you know, somebody done got killed. So that's why I'm like, nah, bruh. And so with this apology video, like I said in the beginning of this episode, I'm no video expert, but that apology didn't seem genuine. I watched bits of that apology video, and it seems like those those fake apology videos that a lot of YouTubers put out when they undid some stuff or then said some stuff that they genuinely believe, but they don't believe in that apology. And I honestly think that he doesn't even believe himself with that apology. I was watching that video and just kind of paying attention to his body language and just how he was overall looking in that video. I feel like he done did it so many different times that he really, like, at the moment of him doing that apology video, he was just sitting down remembering all the times he did this to other women besides Cassie. Because he's 100% done did to other women. I feel like it's in his blood. It's in him. He ain't gonna change. Probably now he ain't got no choice but to change. I feel like he done been backed into a corner, but I feel like it's too late. You know, you waited way too long. He probably had chance and chance, opportunity after opportunity, and he still just lived on his life. Meanwhile, Cassie is dealing with all this trauma. He done did all these things since. I wonder if he's put out any music from 2016 to, oh, well, I know, okay.
This episode is brought to you by Purina and their certified therapy dogs like Hanley. Say hi, Hanley! Hanley is one of 30 therapy dogs Purina has helped get certified to support kids struggling with their mental health. Purina employees are volunteering their time and family pets like Hanley to help make pet therapy more accessible to patients, students, and kids like me. Learn more about Purina's pet therapy program at purina.com/mentalhealth.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. We're driven by the search for better, but when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/MBO. Terms and conditions apply.
He did, he was in, he was in that Girls Trip movie. What else has he done? He did a few documentaries. What else? Tours. They don't really talk on no tours and stuff. But anyways, got a multiple. He got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wow, and he was nominated for an album this year at the Grammys and stuff. So he was nominated. He got 5 nominations. What else has he done? I wonder. Okay, so yeah, let's go back to his own personal, like, all the different albums he done put out and stuff. So he put out an album last year, so that was the one that he was nominated for. What else has he done? Singles. He done put out numerous singles since then and stuff. So he done did that. Featured artists, I imagine. Yeah. Oh, so he hasn't really been featured on a whole lot of different songs. Yeah, because probably people know about him now. Like, bro, I don't want to work with you. But what is this? Other charted songs. So yeah, he done has some other charted songs, guest appearances. and then did a lot of different guest appearances and music videos. Yeah, he did a lot of different stuff, and it's like, fam, you know, meanwhile, Cassie, it's like she's dealing with this trauma you done put her through and stuff. To me, that ain't cool, bruh. That ain't cool, and I feel like an apology, I don't know. It's like, apologize to all the women. You know, like, do a video series just you apologizing to each individual woman, finding that one thing that genuinely makes them happy and giving them that times 10. Do something out the ordinary. But your career, music, all that stuff, it might as well be over. Well, I mean, I don't know. Diddy overall, he gonna probably still have some supporters. I know people gonna be looking at it as like everybody make mistakes, which is true. But at the same time, I'm like, it's just stuff like this where it's like, fam, it's 2024. You know, it's like, you know, you wouldn't have did this to another guy. Because I think I did hear that where I think they did I don't know if they showcased it in the movie, but I know that there was a moment back in the 90s when this was during the like East Coast, West Coast beef. And him and Biggie was walking out of a building. Tupac and Death Row or his entourage, whoever, pulled up on Diddy and Biggie and start yelling, going off on them and all that stuff. According to somebody, I think they said allegedly Diddy, he ran. He took off running. So it's like, you know you wouldn't have did this to Tupac. You know you wouldn't have done this to Biggie. You know you wouldn't have done this to any guy in the music industry. You ain't gonna chase them down. He wouldn't even have did this to me. He wouldn't have done this to absolutely no guy. No guy. Or even I feel like there's even some women in this world he wouldn't have did that. Let's think of some. He definitely wouldn't have did it to no Queen Latifah. You think like, let's say it's the 90s. Queen Latifah just finished, or she's during the process of doing Set It Off. Do you think he would have did it to that era of Queen Latifah? Even this era of Queen Latifah. He definitely wouldn't have did it to her. He definitely wouldn't have did it to no Ronda Rousey, Muhammad Ali's daughter, Layla Ali. Who else? What are some other women? Probably all WWE wrestling women. I'm trying to think, all AEW wrestling. He wouldn't have did this to no woman with fighting experience. I guarantee no street woman, no woman with fighting experience, no woman that's crazy, none of that. Do you think, like, and that's a situation where it's like, you very well just could put your life in danger. Let's sit down and write out this scenario. And this is just to pretty much like every guy out there that thinks it's okay to put their hands on a woman based off of whatever dumb reason that they come up with and stuff. And I know people gonna probably be looking at me all like, oh bro, you sounding like a simp right now. You sounding like this. You sounding like that. I don't care. I'm like, I done grew up around women. I got a lot of women friends, and I would not want to see that with them. I got a mom and a sister. I wouldn't want to see that with them. So that's what I'm saying. I'm going to talk on this because, yeah, there are some other... I ain't going to say ain't nobody talking about it, but I do feel like that needs to be talked about more. But let's lay out this scenario, and I'm going to go ahead and end this podcast episode. But let's just say Cassie had a weapon. Let's say she had a gun. You run up on her. Video goes down the same way it does, right? You run up on her. You swing her down to the ground. Instead of her laying there, you see her reaching for something. She reaches for a gun. Now she done shot you a few times. You could be a situation where you make it. Could be a situation where you're laid out on that ground with her. People don't be thinking about that type of stuff. Let's say she had a knife. Let's say she got the stabbing. She's stabbing him, then stabbed him in his lungs or something. Now he can't breathe and he is fighting for his life. People don't be thinking about stuff like that. They don't think about stuff like that until it actually happens. But let's just say, how would that make you feel if somebody did that to you? Swung you down to the ground, kicking at you, stomping at you, throwing stuff at you and all this other stuff. Most likely calling her all out her name and things. How would that make you feel? You would be mad about it. He probably would be embarrassed. He probably would, and then especially because I guarantee and I promise you, let's just say if me and him were in that video, I swung him down to the ground, started stumping him out. He's all laid down on the ground crying, and it is caught in 4K showing this. I guarantee and I promise you that would probably become the most funniest meme of all time. Of all time. And Diddy would not be able to do nothing about it. So it's like, and that's the messed up part about this situation is that, yes, there are probably people out there that is laughing at Cassie right now, and he needs to understand that. He needs to understand that it's like, yeah, this video might came out and it might put you in a bad spot, but it put her in a bad spot too. Because there's people probably saying some of the most criticizing, hurtful, harmful things that they possibly could say to her. And meanwhile, you still got your riches. You still got your thing going on. So I'm saying it's stuff like that where I'm all like, hey, look, you know, if she finds it in her heart to ever forgive you, that's on her. If she doesn't, you brought that on yourself, all right? So, anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching in or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe if you're viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe viewing this on podcast streaming service. Thank you guys, and peace.